Hello and welcome to Kolmården in Sweden. That's right, it's my second time visiting this park. I first only came last year, September 2017, where I fell in love with it. It's more of a wildlife park than it is a theme park, but it is home to a fantastic roller coaster. Of course, Wildfire. It's a brilliant ride, and in fact, it's my #1 roller coaster, so I just had to come back and ride it. But before I head down to Wildfire, because you might have watched the vlog from last time, you may have even been here before, but the coaster is right down the bottom end of the park. This whole site is over 300 acres. It's huge, and I'm not joking now, but it takes about 20 minutes to walk from the entrance all the way down to the back of the park where Wildfire is. Here's a look then at the park map. You can see the main entrance just down here at the left hand side. That's where I've just come in, and I've gone up the escalator on the left hand side just there. They love their escalators in Swedish amusement parks. Look at Liseberg, they've got them as well. And yeah, basically you've got to walk all the way through here, through the children's world, down the back just there, through some of the animals, and then down the back just there to Wildfire. There is a few other rides here as well though. You've got quite a few children's flat rides. There's a junior coaster there. There's another one down the bottom next to Wildfire. And one of my other favourite attractions here was the Safari, which is a cable car where you get cracking views outside of the park to all of the water, what's around here, and the rivers. It's a stunning location for a park, it really is. And obviously you get to see the animals from on there as well, and some great views of Wildfire. So here we go. I'm about 2 minutes into my 20-minute walk down to the other end. I was last here with Alex in September last year. Unfortunately he couldn't come out with me, but I've just been to Gothenburg in Sweden and been to Liseberg. It was beautiful. I was there with Andy and Lisa, had a great time, and this is the part of the trip now where I've headed off on my own to Kolmården, and then tomorrow I'm going to Gröna Lund, so I'm looking forward to doing that again as well. Doing the 3 biggest theme parks in Sweden really in one trip. I know there's a few other bits that I need to do in Sweden, and I may look at doing those at some point in the future. But yeah, in this trip I've sort of got on the things that I really enjoy so much. Like, I loved Gröna Lund, so I'm looking forward to getting back to there tomorrow. Obviously Liseberg I've been quite a few times now. Helix, Balder, the park in general is stunning, and Kolmården mainly for Wildfire, and just the fact it's a stunning location. I mean, to get to this park you want to watch the travel vlog, because this one's very different. The travel vlog I'm going to all the parks in it instead of just doing it for each individual one. I wanted to do it as like a Swedish travel vlog adventure, if you like, because I know there's quite a few people that do actually follow our travel vlogs, and so it means that you can follow the whole trip and do all 3 parks nice and easily if you do want to. But here we go, we've got a bit of new fence gone in since I was here last time. I'll continue walking down to the end and show you a few shots on the way. You can just see one of the junior coasters just there. I still find it crazy though how this Swedish wildlife park is home to such a massive roller coaster. Like, you just wouldn't expect it. And I mean, when me and Alex first came here last year, there was no signage for Wildfire or anything. It's got a bit of a bad history in terms of the roller coaster, because I'll explain it again a little bit later for you, but there was a few issues with permits and that sort of thing, meaning it nearly had to get torn down. But I'll go into a bit more detail when we get down to the coaster itself. So here we go. Oh, I'm knackered already. It's all uphill this bit, but luckily when we get through the children's area, there's a bit of downhill. This is the thing that amazes me about this park. I'm about 10 minutes into the walk now, and bear in mind, I still can't see Wildfire. You can't see it when you're coming into the park via the car park, on the bus, walking up to the entrance. You can't see it, and that's mainly because this is like a massive hill. The entrance is built on one side of it. You climb up the hill, which is where the kids' areas are at the top, and then you have to go down the other side of the hill, and then Wildfire sort of sits down the bottom of the hill there, but it's actually built onto another hill with the views as well. So it's really weird, like the landscaping of this park. It's like a massive hill and then a smaller hill what Wildfire is built on. But I just presumed before I first came here last year that you'd see it from outside the park, or you'd at least see it from the entrance when you're coming in. Such a massive ride, and you still can't see it now. Look, I mean, I know where it is. It's obviously round to the right hand side. If I remember from last time, but you have to walk all the way down here, and signage is minimal. I think they've put a couple more signs in at the top there what weren't there last time, but you want to be following for Tiger World, because the tiger exhibit is the little area just before you get to Wildfire. Yeah, there she is. That's the first glimpse that you get of Wildfire. You come around this corner, Tiger World's here on the right hand side, and you can just see the top of the lift hill and that turnaround section before going down the first drop. We'll walk through Tiger World. There's a little tip if you do come here. Obviously you've got this massive slope on the left hand side that you have to walk up. or if you go down through Tiger World and come out the other end, basically it saves you having to walk up that big slope just there. We discovered that last time. Fascinating fact for you about Tiger World, some of the tigers from here are now at Chessington World of Adventures back in the UK. And if you go on their official YouTube channel, you'll see how they came over here, some of the zookeepers from Chessington, to come and see the tigers, because I think they've been breeding them here and then they obviously sold them to Chessington back in the UK. But how strange is that? I was watching it over winter and I thought, I've been there, and Chessington themselves actually filmed the video inside this very room here where some of the staff from the park were here looking at the tigers. But I assume they've still got quite a few in here as well. I can't see any at the moment, but say that, it is early morning. It's well themed though here. I mean, look at that bus down there. Looks great, and to be honest, Wildfire is well themed as well. There's a lot of scenery around it, especially around the queue line area, the station. It's like this sawmill. I do really like it. It's great to see that site again, it really is, and it's a good sign. There's people coming out the gift shop. They've just walked down the exit just here, so it means that it's open. That's my only, hello, check out Theme Park Worldwide on YouTube. That's the only issue with this park. Obviously, with this being the main highlight ride, especially for people coming from the UK or other places around the world, if you come here and this is closed, you'd be absolutely gutted, wouldn't you? You know, you need to make sure that it's going to be open, check the opening times and all that kind of stuff, check the website to make sure it's not down for maintenance or anything, because you don't want to come here and miss out on Wildfire, especially with there not really being much else in terms of, well, there isn't any other major rides. Yeah, there's a couple of junior coasters, but you don't want to travel around the world to go and just get a couple of junior coasters, do you? You want to actually get on the main highlight. It is good to see they've kept that nicely maintained as well. Obviously the coaster isn't that old anyway, it only opened back in 2016. It's not really picking up on the camera, but you've got like a flickering light there in the log as well, like it's burning. There we are, 0 to 10 minute queue. I don't think there's going to be a queue. Oh no, there you go, there's not even anybody waiting in the air gates up there. Hey. I love it, like the atmosphere walking around here, it is great. And seeing the coaster. There we go. Oh, and it's just dispatching now. There we go. How busy is this train? Oh, loads of empty seats. The question is, the park's open from 10 till 5 today. How many rides on Wildfire can I get? Hopefully at least, I don't know, 15, 20, 25, more. Who knows, but it's great to see it again. Off we go then on Wildfire. I'm on the second row from the back. It's a walk-on queue at the moment, which I like to see. They're filling the trains up though. It's walking on into the air gates, and up we go, up the lift hill. 183 foot tall lift hill, this one. Really nice views of the woodland on that side, but it really is the views round to the left what make this ride. Look at that, wow. That's one thing what makes Wildfire so high for me, the fact that you get them views. It's stunning, it really is amazing the fact they've got a roller coaster like this, in a park like this. Oh, sounds a bit different. Let's go. Oh. We're about to get pulled down the drop. Whoa, yes. Oh, wow. Woohoo. Wow, hey, I'm right fighter point. Woo! It really whips you around that section. Wow. Woo! I love it. Woo! Wow, great to get back on that coaster. Absolutely stunning. I mean, look at it, what a beast. I must say, it sounds a little bit different. I don't know if they've got different wheels on it, or it is only the third day of the season here at Kolmården. The park did only just open, but yeah, it sounded a bit different. Not too sure if they've done something with the wheels there. They do look quite fresh, actually. But there you go, that was really good. I'll talk more about it when I get off. Didn't feel quite as fast, but I remember me and Alex saying last time, it took a while for it to warm up. I think that's the case today. Wow. Wow, it's great to get back on Wildfire here at Kolmården and just look at the structure. It's so dominating in such a cute little quaint place. This little wildlife park, well I say little, a huge wildlife park in the middle of nowhere in Sweden. I love it so much. The location of the place is crazy and that coaster is brilliant. Running quite slow I think this morning. I'm not too sure why, maybe because it's just not warmed up yet. I remember me and Alex saying that it certainly got faster towards the end of the day, so I think that I more remember my rides on Wildfire towards the end of our visit last time as the ones at the start, because I do remember coming off and thinking, oh, how high do I rate it? Then as the day went on it got faster and faster, so obviously we did a lot of rides on it last time. And yeah, I think I do remember them rides towards the end, so it's definitely going to get faster later on, or I hope so anyway, because it felt quite slow for a back row ride. I'll go back on in a second and do the front. I'm sure they'll let me wait for the front row. They did do last time when I was here with Alex. But yeah, what a fantastic coaster that is. Just great to do all these different elements, and the fact that there's not really much holding you in. You've got a click fix like little seat belt, and then of course you've got the actual lap bar as well, which has got like a restraint around your legs as well. It's not too restrictive, but already I've had one ride and my voice is already starting to go from screaming really wild on it. I love it. It's a wild coaster, hence why it's called Wildfire. But it's great to be here again when the weather's nice. I mean, the sun's coming out. I don't really need a fleece on and a coat. I should have put this in the locker. By the way, I did find a locker down at the entrance. It cost me £3 for a locker for the day, and that was a large locker to fit in that little suitcase that I've got as well. Back home, you'd be costing a lot more. I think it's about £10 at like Alton Towers and stuff to hire a locker. What's that big? You know, that's if there even is ones that will fit a suitcase in. So yeah, fantastic to get back on that coaster. I'm going to get round there on the front row now and have a few re-rides on it. Once I've done that, probably do the little junior coaster here, head up to the cable car, have a ride round the safari, and then get some lunch. It's a stunning coaster that, but I must say, after doing my top 3 coasters all within the past sort of week and a half, 2 weeks, obviously I went to Portaventura, did Shambhala, which is obviously sits there at number 2, this at number 1, and then Helix. I did that yesterday obviously at Gothenburg in Liseberg Amusement Park. Doing my top 3 coasters, there's not much in it, you know, between them. I really struggle to put things in different orders, and I'll ride coasters sometimes in different weather conditions and different parts of the train and things, and I find it really hard. There's not much difference for me between Shambhala, Wildfire, Helix and Taron, my number 4 coaster as well. Yeah, there's really not much in it. I find it so difficult, and sometimes I ride one of them coasters and think, oh, I preferred it that time to the other ride and things. Other times, yeah, it still stays in that number. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that, and I think it's important really. Yes, we've all got top rides out there, but for me, there's not really much in it. You've got to appreciate each individual ride for what it is. And I was thinking about this on my way here on the train. Obviously my number 1 coaster, Wildfire, which is Rocky Mountain construction with the electrics and the trains built by Vekoma. I did mention it last time, but didn't go into much detail. Basically the actual ride itself, like I say, is built by Rocky Mountain construction. The structure and obviously the track, that's their signature thing. But the trains themselves and the electrics behind the ride, the controls were done by Vekoma. And we had a behind the scenes tour on it last time where they spoke in more detail about it. So yeah, make sure you check out the vlog from that. I will put the link down below in the description. But yeah, it makes you realise, and obviously my number 2 coaster, Shambhala, which is a B&M coaster, Bolliger and Mabillard. Number 3, Mack Rides. Number 4, Intamin. So my top 4 are all from 4 different manufacturers. And it just shows really the variety of different rides there is out there. I still find it quite funny though. Obviously I'm vlogging here and I've got a little junior coaster behind me. I'm turning around this way, and then you got Wildfire. But yeah, it's a stunning ride. You've got to get yourself out here to Kolmården. But if you do it without easy this trip spin to do Liseberg and this, and then of course up to Gröna tomorrow, it'd be worth doing the whole trip. And I definitely recommend watching that travel vlog so you can see it. Yeah, it does saying really, it makes you really appreciate all these rides, and doing all my top 3 coasters all in a row, so to speak, within a few days, makes you realise that there's really not much difference and not much in it at all really. They're all fantastic rides, and you should appreciate each and every one for just what it is. Wow. Here we go then, dispatch. On the front row of the train then now on Wildfire. About to climb the lift hill, let's go. Love the noise it makes there when it attaches onto the lift hill. Like I said on that first ride, the wheels did sound a little bit different. Not too sure why. Well, let's see how it sounds from the front of the train. I do love the views you get from this coaster though. No matter where you sat, you're guaranteed great views. But if you want the view across over to the water, definitely sit on the left-hand side. But the view on the right is just as impressive. Look at that. Here we go, this turnaround section. It builds at so much speed on this bit. And I like how much hang time you get now on the front of the train. Just get to appreciate the view, and then here we go. Hey. Wow. Whoa! Oh yes. Wow. Woo! Look at the view. Smoke. Straight into all that smoke. I love it. Woo! Some of the elements on this ride makes me really excited for Steel Vengeance. Whoa! Just pushes you into some corners and tight banking. Woo! Oh yes. Love the views of the first drop there. And back round into the brake run. Wow, what a coaster. Woo! Great to be back on the front row there of Wildfire. Wow. There we go then, so I've just come off Wildfire for a second time and also third time. So you saw the footage just of me on the front row. It came into the station at the end and it overparked, so it actually went further along than where it should have done basically. So they announced it on the PA system that you can either get off or we're going to have to send it again. But obviously with it being a full train, they didn't really want many people to get off because it wouldn't let them open the restraints. So they would have had to manually release everyone. Luckily there was only 2 people that wanted to get off towards the back of the train. So they got like the little release thing out, put it in the back of their seats, got them 2 off, and then sent it again. So the best thing is I got 2 rides on the front row, and yeah, I didn't have to wait for it, which was really good. I mean, there's not much of a queue. It's a bit busier than it was last time though now. Coming back into the station and just looking over there, it's just starting to come down the steps a little bit. So I don't think I'll be getting like on every train like I was last time, but it'll probably die out a little bit later on anyway. But yeah, on the front row, amazing to do that again. And especially going through them different inversions. The first inversion, fantastic. And yeah, what a brilliant ride. It's the views, the whole thing about it. It's just stunning. And the fact that it's been built, you got to think about this. And I was saying this when we were at Liseberg with Helix, how they build these coasters, the engineering behind it, and the fact that it was put on the hillside just here. You look at the actual footers up there, it's crazy how they're there on the side of the rocks. But yeah, I did mention at the start of this vlog about how there was issues with Wildfire and that I'd go a bit more into it. Basically in Sweden, the permits, when they have to apply for planning permission pretty much, are really, really tough. They struggle a lot. Now obviously Liseberg is owned by the government, so they probably don't struggle as much because obviously when it's a government owned park, they're always going to get the planning permission, aren't they, let's be honest. With this park and also Grosvenor London, they're owned by the same company, which is Parks and Resorts Scandinavia, and they did have issues. They did apply for a permit, but not the proper way, I believe, and it was so close, time to get torn down. It opened in 2016 and it had to shut after just a few months of operation, and it remained closed for quite a while. And yeah, it did reopen again last year, and that's why I came out last year to ride it, because I said I need to get on it just in case it does get pulled down. But it's open again for 2018. The season only started 2 days ago, and yeah, it's good to see it still operating, Wildfire here at Kolmården. Anyway, so I've had me 3 rides on it, which is good. I'm going to do the little junior coaster now, so I'll take you along for the ride with this one. They do allow you to use chest-mounted GoPros here, which is good. You don't need to ask permission before you come to the park. Liseberg, however, they don't allow them even if they are chest-mounted. We did ask for permission from the park, and they looked after us really well, actually. So make sure you check out the vlog. We got lots of official POVs, what we filmed. It was really, really nice to do that. And we had a behind-the-scenes tour there as well, much like what we had here last time. Went behind the scenes, though, on Helix, Balder, and Liseberg Bannon. So they looked after us, really good of Liseberg, and to do that. So let's get on board the little junior coaster just here. Hey, they're all loving it. I love how interactive the operators are. Hey, getting everybody to put their arms in the air. It's great, really good staff. I just find people in Sweden to be really friendly. Well, they are in most European countries, aren't they, really? The pirate ship. Just just a standard Vekoma, this one. Standard layout. Can't believe my voice is going already. I did so many rides at Liseberg in the past 2 days. My voice was fine. Unless it's only just catching up on me now. Whee! Woo! They are quite intense at the bottom of them drops, to be fair. There we go. Oh, that view. It's like they built Wildfire just there for the brake run on this. Wow, there we go. It looks even better with the blue sky. Lovely. Right, so we'll walk up towards the safari cable car. Really enjoyed that last time. Just a one lap special. I do feel like they should go round twice then, really. I do prefer these restraints though. Okay then, it's time to go on safari. I do really enjoy this. I love my transport rides, and especially a cable car like this. I can't wait actually for the Disney Skyliner when that opens at Walt Disney World. But yeah, with this, you get some great views, and it actually used to be a drive-through safari until 2010, where that closed to drive-through visitors, and then they opened this in 2011. And look at this, it's huge. From what I can remember, it's about a 15-20 minute ride. Really nice, like they're open as well, so you can get some really good views and camera angles from on the ride. Let's go. Off we go. I do really like the seats on this as well. I'm in the giraffe. They're all different ones. You got a zebra in front, there's a few different ones. And you start off where you're greeted with these wonderful views of Wildfire. Look at that, wow. It's a stunning ride. Great to see it from here as well. And here we go, it's safari time. Not Zoofari at Chessington, Safari. And the good thing about this as well, you've got different language options. There you go, so you can have it in English.
A forest-clad and hilly area that just a few centuries ago was untamed wilderness.
Untamed wilderness. There's a funny quote on this as well. I can't quite remember what it was. I remember me and Alex laughing at something. You know, you can bring your drinks on here as well, look. Put your slush puppies in there. Let's go for a ride. Oh, wow.
The whole landscape was covered by glaciers and a massive sea of meltwater. But eventually, as the ground was released from the weight of the glaciers, the land began to rise in a process that continues to this day. Over the millenniums, this has created the conditions for a rich variety of plant and animal life here on the beautiful coastline of Östergötland. Nowadays, you won't see any glaciers or robbers in Kolmården. But here, today, I promise you will still enjoy an adventure on the wild side. So let me welcome you aboard the safari.
Thank you.
I am your guide on an adventure that is different every day.
Thank you.
Here, you're entering the world of the wild animals.
I can't wait.
In their environment. So make sure you stay alert while traveling among some of the world's most fascinating.
Stay alert. He's told me to stay alert. I will do.
Brown bear.
This must have cost a fortune to build. It's got all these turnaround sections. It goes on all the way down there, turns around, comes back under itself. It's amazing.
Perfect habitat for Europe's largest land predator.
And that just shows that we're in the middle of nowhere. That's another reason why I love Wildfire in this park so much. Look at it.
The brown bear is an omnivore that hunts both reindeer and moose. We're now leaving the Nordic wilderness and pass a small rocky area where you can study the incredible mountain climbing skills of the alpine ibex. Then comes the open savanna, with its herds of exotic but familiar animals from both Africa and Asia. The savanna is one of many different types of natural biotopes, an ecosystem where all of the living animals, plants, and organisms depend on each other and have their own role to play. The African savanna is famous for its large herbivorous mammals, which attract hungry predators of various kinds. On this savanna, however, the animals don't have to worry about being attacked. To the right, in between the savanna and the lion's enclosure, lies the safari camp. Listening to the animals in the evening around the campfire and then sleeping in a tent is an unforgettable experience. You can find out more on our website.
Here's all of the giraffes over here, look, enjoying the sunshine. Bit of a cold breeze though, it's probably picking up on the camera. Honestly, I could sit on this ride all day. It's so relaxing, and yeah, I do like my transport rides. I love park railways, monorails, cable car systems, all that kind of stuff. And this thing fascinates me. It's huge, and like I say, it's about 15-20 minutes, and you get some really nice views outside of the actual wildlife park as well. It's a stunning ride, and the whole structure of it I find really impressive. And yeah, I was saying this at Liseberg over the last couple of days, but I'm more of a theme park enthusiast than I am a roller coaster enthusiast. As much as I love Wildfire to bits, I still like to come here and do the other bits as well. And stuff like this, I find a really unique experience. Where else in the world can you go on a cable car like this, above the safari, and most importantly, looking out over them amazing views of all the water as well. It is stunning, it really is a very nice experience. I could just sit on here all day, have 2 or 3 laps, and just lie down here, have a little relax in the sunshine. It's lovely. It's a really nice ride, this one, and it's one that Kolmården should be really proud of. And I like how you've got the different options with languages as well. The staff here are top class, same at Liseberg, but they're very, very friendly at these Swedish parks, and they're always doing the best they can do for enthusiasts as well. Definitely make it known if you're an enthusiast when you come out here, because you get the little special bits, and they make the effort. They'll tell you about the ride, and like I say, last time we were here, I didn't even arrange the behind-the-scenes tour with Wildfire. The operator just rung up the maintenance team because she asked me if I was interested in the ride, and they came up and did it, which was amazing. Like, that is top-class customer service, and that's why I've come back here again. There might not be loads of things to do at this park, especially if you're not a massive animal fan like myself, but it's still worth coming to, especially to see Wildfire and this cable car, to be honest. There's 3 credits here to get as well, if you want to get your roller coaster credits. And yeah, who knows, they might get something else in the future. I really hope so. I doubt I'll come back to this park until they do get something new, especially with doing 2 visits very close to each other, but it's certainly nice to get back here again for a second time and enjoy it.
Lion is one of the most fabled and a key figure in the world of myth and legend. But the lion is, of course, even more important to the ecosystem in the real world, where as a top predator, the lion is needed to maintain the balance among the wildlife of the savannah. In contrast to many cats, which are solitary animals,
Them lions are just chilling out there. They must love the gondolas going over. Hello. How all the space they've got to go, and they sit right underneath the gondolas.
the task of the heavier We're now coming to the end of our adventure on the Kolmården safari. I hope you've enjoyed being a guest of the wild animals, and that it has been an experience to remember, maybe for the rest of your life.
There we go. I just remembered an experience to remember for the rest of your life. I remember when we were coming back up there, it was the quote that made me and Alex laugh. To be honest though, it's true, because I'm back, 6 months later, so it must have been good. It must have been an experience of a lifetime to come back. On a serious note, I do enjoy that, mainly because of the views of the area. I mean, it's stunning. I love Scandinavia. I really want to get up to Norway actually at some point and go and see Norway. But yeah, I've obviously been to Denmark, Copenhagen, Sweden, quite a few places now. But yeah, Denmark's somewhere that I've not been to and I'd like to go at some point. Well, there you go, that's the safari here at Kolmården. And like I said, it's a unique attraction that. It's about 20 minutes and it's well worth coming on because you get a really nice tour around. Obviously, if you like the animals and that sort of thing, you can see them. Great views of the coasters and, well, the coaster, sorry, the big coaster anyway. But yeah, it's really, really nice, a nice experience. Anyway, I'm starving now. It's about 12:30, so I'm going to get some lunch and then have a bit of an explore. Go and do the other junior credit, I think. It's getting a bit windy there, a little bit cold today, a bit chilly. Tell you what, it's not a bad view for lunch there, is it? Looking out at Wildfire. quite busy here today. I'm starting to think maybe, is it holidays? I mean, I don't think Wildfire's got a queue now because there's a show on just next door, so I think a lot of people are going there. But yeah, it's certainly a lot busier than it was last time we came here. It's good though, it gives it a bit more atmosphere. It was deserted round in this section, which is called Marine World. It was quiet down here last time. But yeah, what a nice day to be sitting here looking at Wildfire. And here we are, got my lunch. Got some chicken nuggets as well. These cost, it was about £7.50 it works out at. So food over here, you know, it's a bit more expensive than maybe in some of the other European countries. But the thing what's more expensive in Sweden, I've noticed, is if you have a beer. So I stayed away from having a beer this trip. But yeah, it does cost a lot more than it does in the other European countries, especially like France, Spain, Germany, where you can get a beer quite cheap. In Sweden, it tends to cost a little bit more. Right, I'll enjoy these. It's always good quality food here though. I enjoyed it last time. So I took it in and got on some more rides. Tell you what, it was a really nice meal that was. I really enjoyed that. And I said it last time, but the quality of the chips here, I know it sounds stupid, but it's really nice for theme park food, especially like fast food, quick service stuff in the parks. It tastes really nice. Lots of different options, and there's a lot more food open today as well. You got like fish and chips, there's pizza down there, lots of other stuff as well available throughout the park. So yeah, certainly if you want the fast food here in Marine World, but I think there's quite a few other restaurants up at the top end in the kids area, like indoor sit-down restaurants. But yeah, I enjoyed that, really nice. Now, when I walked down to Wildfire first thing this morning, I thought it looked a bit different around this area, and this is why. There's actually a new building here. It's like they're trying to create a bit of a themed area, and look at this, it's like a Wild West style lodge what they've built, selling Coca-Cola. I mean, I don't really like the whole big Coke branding on the side, but I like how we got this Wild West building. It's brand new, that's been put in just here. So obviously there's the station, and this is technically the archway for, what is it, Marine World, the bottom end of the park just there. But so yeah, it's like a general store, I like that. You've got like a little water tower next to it as well. And I think it's selling Coca-Cola merchandise, and it's got the Coke freestyle machines there as well. We have them back home. There you go, look, all this Coke stuff. Do your ice cubes, Coca-Cola ice cubes. Big, oh, that's quite cool as well. Look at that, got like a chandelier made of glass Coke bottles. There you go. Oh, popcorn and stuff in here as well. It's nice. Get yourself a suitcase, why not? Have a ride on Wildfire. Come off, buy a suitcase. Why not, eh? There's your Coke freestyle. These are quite cool. Like I say, you can choose all your different flavours and things. Big rucksacks with Coca-Cola on. Coke t-shirt, I'll stick to my Wildfire t-shirt, I think. But yeah, I like that though. I like the idea of having a shop. It's like they're trying to create a little themed area. Who knows? They might put a few more bits in next. We came up here last time and it was really weird because there's like a little chapel on the right hand side, and then you can walk straight on, and there's like this little bridge with a viewing area, but it's gorgeous. Oh, there you go, there's somebody else up here. It's all right. But yeah, it just kind of feels like you're not supposed to be here. I know that you are, because you've got like this chapel here on the right hand side, and yeah, they do services and all sorts in there. There you go, there's candles on. I mean, we went in last time and there was a guy sitting in there, you know, so yeah, it's interesting. I like all this sort of stuff. Yeah, this is great to come up here and you get some really good views. So it's well worth coming off the beaten track and having a look. I think they do all kinds of special events and stuff around here. Like, you can tell obviously they've got a big fire going there. I'd love to come to one of those. I bet it's got a real good atmosphere. And I'll tell you what, they could do amazing here. Halloween, like, it's got so much potential for Halloween, especially this area. Can you imagine like an attraction going all the way around here? And it's something what they could maybe look at doing. I mean, Liseberg have upped their Halloween offering over the years. Can you imagine doing a scene over here? I mean, look how creepy this is. They've already got like these tin cans, which obviously they've set on fire, like burning torches. I'm walking out here, look at that, you can see for miles and miles. It's the little bridge what goes to nowhere, this. Wow, it's like some sort of rituals going on. It's like for the Wicker Man at Alton Towers. Look at that. God, it's really weird. In a good way though. Oh, and then my phone goes off. Spoiling that atmosphere. But yeah, look at that. It's a really stunning view. Just shows that it's in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you can see that from on Wildfire, but honestly, the journey of coming to this park, whether you hire a car and drive here, or if you get the bus like I do, which you can see in the travel vlog if you want to look at that and how to do this whole trip, definitely recommend watching that, because you see the whole journey from travelling up. That's a 300-mile journey that I'm doing today. From Gothenburg, I've already done 200 miles to get to here, and then I'll be doing another 100 miles tonight to get to Stockholm. Well worth watching, so you can see like the amazing views on the train journeys and just how to do that trip if you want to, because not everybody wants to hire a car, but yeah, look at that, it's breathtaking, really, really spectacular. Charlotte might not be with me on this trip, but I'm doing it for you. I'm always thinking of you, Charlotte. Welcome to Goat Park Worldwide. Look how cute they are. Aww. Loads of them as well in this one. You got some small goats, little baby ones. Some bigger ones over here, look. Loads of them. Into a play fighting. There you go. Oh, look at them. They're in with the cows there over there. Massive area though. Look at this. Huge. All goats around there. This is Charlotte's paradise. Next time I come, we have to bring her out here. She wouldn't get the time off work to come with me this time, but hopefully next time she will, because we need to get her on Wildfire and Helix as well. So maybe do this trip when Valkyria opens. Well, definitely do Leesburg. I don't know if I'll come back here or not. If Charlotte wants to, of course I'll come back. But like I say, I might wait now until there's another big ride put into this park, another big investment. But yeah, nice to see the goats though. Doing it for you, Charlotte. I love you. Welcome to Bamseswald. Yeah, really nice little children's area, this one. I mean, it looks great. It's very well themed. All the details on the buildings around here. And there's a great selection of rides here as well. You've got a few children's flat rides. There's like a spinning teacups. You've got a rocking tug just over there as well. There's loads of different things to see in this area. And it's just got a nice feel to it. Nice music. All the floors well finished off. And they certainly know how to theme things up well. You've only got to look at this area. Obviously the same company owned Gröna Lund. I know that's a very old park, but they've certainly refreshed a lot of things there over the years, such as the ghost train. They know what they're doing in terms of theming. Wildfire, look at the station, all the signs, all the little details there. But I'd love to see one, maybe two more big rides in this park. Not big as in coasters, but even if there were big family dark rides or something, just to draw even more people into the park and make it an annual visit, or at least every couple of years anyway. But this is really nice. It's well themed, obviously. You look at like Timber Tugboat at Thorpe Park that went in last year. I know that was an old Zamperla rocking tug, what they just brought in from a sea life centre, but they could have at least themed it up. Whereas you look at this, it's really nice. The coaster fits in quite nicely over there at the side as well. You've got the water running through here, and then you got the bridge with a nice stonework on there as well. It's great. I really think there's a bright future for this park. I know a lot of people wouldn't come back so soon, especially after only coming 6 months ago, but I loved Wildfire that much. I knew I was going to be coming back out to Liseberg, so I thought, why not? I may as well do the 3 parks and do it in one trip. But yeah, it's really nice. I hope there's a bright future. I'd love to see a big water ride here, or maybe, like I say, a big family dark ride, maybe with a couple of drops in it and things. It could go down really well, something like that. But yeah, here we go, going on the little family coaster. I'm not even going to pronounce the name. I'm awful at pronunciation, you know I all am. But it's nice, this is. I love the bridge. I can just imagine like a log flume or something here in the future, going down really well. Let's go on and I'll take you along for the ride. What a lovely view. That kind of reminds me a little bit of Park Asterix. Well, hey, off we go. From what I remember last year, it's not a bad little family coaster, this one. Only a few years old. It opened in 2015, manufactured by Sierra. Do some good family coasters. 2 laps on this one as well. Straight into a Helix. Whee! Not the Helix that I was riding yesterday, if you know what I mean. Whee! Back through the station. The staff are so happy here, so jolly. It's really refreshing to see when your park staff are really happy, it means that your guests are happy, which means there's a great atmosphere, which means you come back and spend more money. So it works in a good cycle. I like this section where you get a view of the area. Oh, nice magnetic braking on that as well. Certainly improved the coasters over the years, the Aera. And there we go.
I'm sure I have.
Having a nice stroll down then from the other end of the park. It's been about 90 minutes since I last spoke to you guys. Obviously it took me 20 minutes to walk back down here to Wildfire, and then I've just spent the past hour on it getting another 12 rides, meaning I've had 15 rides on it today, and that's so far. I mean, it's 3:30 now. There's an hour and a half left to go of the day, but I just thought I'd take a little break and just come and sit down here and just appreciate the coaster, because the sun's shining now. It's absolutely roasting, to be honest. It's about 15 degrees today. I really don't need this big coat on. I should have left it in the locker, but even when I was at the little kids area, it was still like another 10 minutes to walk back down towards the entrance where the locker was, all the way down the massive hill. So I thought I won't bother with that. I'll just keep it on for now, and I've just been taking it off when going on the ride. Did a t-shirt ride on it as well. I know that sounds really stupid, but sometimes if you take a few layers of clothing off and just doing a t-shirt, or even when you ride coasters in shorts, you can it makes them even more enjoyable. Just feel a bit more free on the ride. But yeah, there you go. Wildfire looks amazing from this angle. It's one of my favourite views of the coaster, that is. Look at it from down here, wow. What a stunning ride there, it really is. 15 rides today. It's not had a walk-on queue. I've not been getting on every train. It's been like, get on the train, miss a train, then get on the next one. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, really. Of course, I'll take you on for another ride on Wildfire. We did the back earlier on. I'm showing you the front, but I'll go on there with the camera when I get a good seat, probably towards the back of the train again. Now it's sped up, and it certainly has sped up since earlier on. It's one of them rides that if you ride it in the morning, you'll come off it, and you might feel a little bit underwhelmed, really. It's still a fantastic ride, don't get me wrong, but for me, for this to sit right at the top, it's an afternoon ride. It really speeds up throughout the day, and a lot as well. I mean, some coasters I talk about and say, oh yeah, it speeds up a little bit. With this one, you can really notice it. You do it early on in the morning, and it is quite slow, especially when it comes over the final hill, which is just here. You can just see it in the background. So as it comes down the hill just there, and dips back underneath that first drop, and yeah, it feels like it's going to stall, to be honest, but yeah, it's a fantastic ride. Obviously the highlight is that drop coming down here and into the first element of the ride, the inverted 0G stall, which is just at the top up there. It is brilliant, it really is. And coming down, there's loads of smoke blasting out of the tunnel down there. I mean, you can't see it from down here on the ground. That's my one thing. I wish there was like a little footpath going around there, and you know what, maybe a little flat ride or something to go along with the theme would be quite nice down there. I don't know, wishful thinking. I really do think there's a bright future for this park though. I look forward to seeing what they get in the future. Obviously, one of my favourite inversions on the ride is probably the finale Heartline roll. I'd probably say that's my favourite part of the ride, especially in the afternoon. It probably whips you around that, and it's fantastic. The staff don't really cram the restraints down on you, which is good as well. And that's a good thing with these RMC coasters. Like I say, it was a collaboration between Vekoma and Rocky Mountain Construction to bring this here. And I look forward to the second RMC opening in Europe next year, which is going to be at Wallaby Holland. So I look forward to seeing that. Robin Hood, their wooden roller coaster, is being converted for 2019. So I look forward to going there, following the construction when we visit later this year, if anything's started around there yet. And of course riding it next year as well. But yeah, it's a brilliant ride. I'm going to get back on it, hopefully get to over 20 rides today, maybe 22, 23 rides. I reckon I can do at least 8 more in an hour and a half. But yeah, it's been great, it really has. I'll take you on for one more ride on Wildfire and yeah, make my way down towards the exit of the park. Not the longest vlog today, but at the end of the day I did show you all the animals and stuff last time I came here, and it was more for me to get back and get some rides on Wildfire as well. But it's been good to do the cable car. I've enjoyed that safari. I enjoyed going on there. Done the kids coasters as well. But as you've seen, that's pretty much everything in this park ride wise. There's them few children's flat rides and that's your lot for rides in this park. So it's one of those really, if you can justify coming here and make sure that Wildfire is open for you, then you'll have a great day out. Really nice day. But I do think for me now it will be a while until I'm next back at this park. Obviously I love Wildfire to bits, but for me now to make a third visit there needs to be some more new things here before I next make the trip down here. But it doesn't mean I don't enjoy the park as much. I really have enjoyed it today. It's been fantastic. Staff are great as well, and obviously this coaster is an absolute beast, isn't it? Still amazes me how it's built onto the side of the rocks just here. But oh, there we go, another train coming round. It has been running a one-train service. It has got 2 trains, but I've never seen it run a 2-train service because, to be honest, I don't think it needs to. I mean, I'll show you all the queue line here in just a second. And I spoke to ride staff, and they've said there's... Oh, look at this. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, ride staff said that none of this has ever been used down this far. It has had a queue, but they've never filled the whole lot, which is crazy, isn't it, really? You can tell as well, really, that all this bit down here, it doesn't look like it's been worn at all, like there's no markings or anything on it. But yeah, it's well worth coming down here. When you're coming through the entrance to the ride, take a left, and you get the best views of the drop, and of course the rest of the coaster. Right, I'm going for some more rides on it. I'll take you along for one more, and then we'll wrap up the day here at Kolmården. Off we go then on the back row of Wildfire. This is going to be even wilder than before. Earlier on I was in the seat just there in front of me, early on in the day. And like I say, it really does make a difference on this ride. Hey, hello! Makes a big difference. There's a little look backwards. Wow, spectacular views, aren't they? Here we go. There's a whippers round now to make our way down the first drop. Maximum airtime now. Here we go. Wow. Whoa, it's a brilliant element. Wow. World-class views. Woo. Loving the smoke. Woo. Oh yes. You can really notice the difference from the start of the day. The highline roll, whoa! Woo! Yeah! Now that's the Wildfire that I remember from the last trip. Wow. Fantastic. It really rides a lot better later on in the day. A hell of a lot better. So just had some more rides then on the beautiful Wildfire. We've got a bit of live music playing around here now. This is really nice, giving it a bit of atmosphere. I really feel like they're trying to make this into like a little mini themed area. I mean, obviously you had Wildfire, obviously that being the main ride here, and then you had like the shop and stuff. And now they've put this Coke store in and things. A bit of live music going on at the side there. It's nice. It's really like they're trying to give it some charm, and you know what would really make it? If there's anybody from the park watching, like a few like roaming characters and things around here would be really nice, just to give it even more of an atmosphere. But there you go, yeah, the ride's now closed. How nice is that? It really fits, I like it. Oh, look at the door. That's it, the door's coming across on the general store. I like how he's on his Segway as well to get around, that's good. Maybe he's a team leader or a manager. Off he goes. Hey, when do I get a go? Yeah.
When you get a try?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
See you later. Wow. I love it. I suppose when the park's so big, you need something like that to get about. But there you go, I'm going to make my way all the way back down, 20-minute walk if I've not mentioned it already. It's worth pointing out that it was a 5 o'clock close today. They do shut the queue lines a little bit earlier because the ride has to be clear. Hey, get yourself on YouTube, Theme Park Worldwide. You got all your teddies. I love it. But yeah, it's certainly getting a bit windy now. It's been a nice day today. Like I say, not the longest vlog ever, but it's been good to get back to this park and get some rides on Wildfire. I really feel like, oh my God, I feel like Wildfire now. I've done it that many times that if it is a couple of years before I next come back here, it's not the end of the world really. Look at him go, that's so cool. Right, I'll go and get my bag, see you back down at the entrance and wrap up the day. So as I mentioned earlier on, Grona Lund and Kolmården are owned by the same company, and also these other theme parks there throughout Scandinavia as well that you've got. Also, to see Grona Lund is celebrating 135 years this year, so I look forward to seeing that tomorrow, see if there's any special merchandise or decorations around the park, who knows, there might be. And here, look, Halloween. What was I talking about earlier on, saying, oh, Halloween event would be good. And then if it's like a family Halloween, I assume it will be, looking at the branding of that, with the pumpkin, and you've got the witch there flying past the moon. I assume it will be more of a family Halloween than it will be Thrill. But can you imagine Thrill Halloween here? You can have all smoke machines, actors running out of these trees, even if they just did it in a section or did it on an evening once the park shut to normal guests. So much you could do. My ideas flow round in my head when I come to somewhere like this. But yeah, nearly back down the entrance now. Only a few more minutes. So there we go, it's come to the end of my day here at Kolmården Wildlife Park, and it's been great to be back here. Obviously I only first visited last year. I got the urge to come back and ride Wildfire, and I'm really pleased that I did come back to ride it today. It's a world-class coaster, and I'm really pleased that I've had so many rides on it. I've had a grand total of 19 today, so not as many as I got last time, but still a lot of rides on it. It's been a little bit busier today, but I could have done more rides on it, but part of me didn't have the urge to keep going round after I got to that 19, so that questions whether Wildfire really is still my #1 coaster, because with Helix at Liseberg, Shambhala, Portaventura, I could just keep going and going and going all day. With Wildfire, I kind of feel like when I got to that ride that I feel like I've done it enough now, sort of thing. So that leads me on to say that when it comes to my top rides, obviously my top 4 coasters is Wildfire, Shambhala, Helix and Terran, and I've done 3 of those in the past 2 weeks. Obviously I was out there at Shambhala a week and a half ago, and then I did Helix yesterday, and I've done Wildfire again today. So it leads me on to say, really, with my top coasters, I don't really know the order of them. I struggle so much. I enjoy them all for what they are, and like I said earlier on, they're all different manufacturers. You know, you've got a Rocky Mountain Construction ride in there, B&M, Mack Rides and Intamin, so it's one of those really. I struggle where to place them, but it's a great ride. Get yourself out here. It won't be the only RMC in Europe for long, because next year, like I say, Wallaby Holland's turning Robin Hood into a RMC coaster, which looks like a great layout. And obviously coming up in May, I'm going to be, in a few weeks, I'm going out to Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, where I'll get to ride on Steel Vengeance, which is a RMC conversion of Mean Streak, a former wooden coaster. So who knows where my top coasters are going to go. They're probably going to change quite a lot after a visit to Cedar Point with all them rides there, but I can't wait to see it all. It's going to be a great trip, and yeah, who knows what my top coasters are really. I enjoy them all for what they are. I won't be coming back to Kolmården for a while now. That's unless Charlotte wants to come and do Wildfire and come out to Sweden to do the other parks, and of course get on Helix. But it's one of those, I feel like this park now, I've covered it, and even Wildfire, I feel like I've covered it now for at least a couple of years, and or until they get something big and substantial, whether that be a dart ride, a water ride. I'd like to see some big style water ride going through the trees here, maybe following the same sort of theme as Wildfire, like a Wild West town, make more of a thing of it there. But yeah, it'd be really interesting to see what the future is for this park, and another coaster, I wouldn't be complaining either, but I'll be waiting a while now before I do come back to this park, unless Charlotte wants to come. Staff have been great, operations have been great, food was lovely earlier on, weather's been nice, can't complain at all, and you might notice I'm waiting in a bus stop. If you want to see my journey to and from this park, and also from Liseberg and on my onward journey tonight up to Stockholm and Grona Lund for tomorrow, check out the travel vlog that'll be going online at the end of the trip, because it sort of combines visiting all these parks together for if you guys want to follow it and do that trip as well. So there we go, leaving Kolmården happy. I'm comfortable that I've done it all, and Wildfire was amazing, but yeah, Shambhala and Helix, it just shows that really when you do all your top coasters really close together, that there's really not much in it at all, if anything. They're all incredible rides, and yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? It's one of them. It just shows opinions and things can change when you come back for a second go. And I'm not saying that Wildfire's not my top coaster now, because it certainly is right there, but so is Shambhala, and so is Helix, and so is Taron, really. But yeah, I'll leave that one there. I'll leave it for you to decide. You can pick which one you want my top to be. But there you go. Thank you very much for watching another vlog here on Theme Park Worldwide. I'm from Kolmården. That means it's time to cue those credits. See you later, guys.